Let's go.
All right, it is 10:03, which means it is time for our regular session. Council, do we have any reportable action out of closed session?
Chair and members of the board, there are no reportable actions from closed session. However, there's still items on calendar when you want to recess back to closed session. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. At this time, I'd like to look to my colleagues for anybody that they would like to open and close the meeting in memory of. Seeing none, I would like to open and close the meeting in memory of the service members that were lost over the weekend, as well as those that are in harm's way. At this time, we will look to Pastor Mike Souza of the Harvest Community Church to lead us in an invocation, and I would like to ask DA Sally Moreno to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. It's an honor to be with you today. Join me in prayer. God of light, God of love, God of light, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts, and we thank you today for all your blessings, the successes in our community, and even the challenges that bring growth. I thank you for this board of supervisors and ask that you endow each one with wisdom, courage, and strength. Be with them in their deliberations to seek guidance from beyond their experience in order to make decisions for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in their leadership. Give them insight to lead with integrity so that their decisions will reflect what is good, true, and beautiful. Help them to keep the big picture in view while remembering the needs of the individual in Madera County. Grant each member of the Board of Supervisors with humility of a servant's heart. I ask these things in your good and gracious name. Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Pastor Mike. At this time, look to the public for any public comment they may have. The first 15 minutes of each regular session are set aside for members of the public to address the board on any matter under the jurisdiction of the board but not appearing on the agenda. The board will not take action on any items presented under public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium and state their name and county of residence for the record.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Joel Begay from Canada Administrative Office. I want to take a moment to introduce Susanna Herrera, our new Senior Admin Analyst working in General Services and Administration. She joins us after serving as an analyst for the City of Clovis, and prior to that, many years in both schools and in a nonprofit work, and as I understand, also a county resident. So I want to give Susanna a chance to introduce herself briefly.
Excellent. Welcome.
Thank you. I am happy to be here, excited to get started, and I've only had week 1, but I'm very happy and looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Suzanne. We've got some great employees that started at the City of Clovis, so we're happy to have you. So, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Anthony Meza, Madera County. I just came to, I believe, Jordan, maybe your district, on Ellis Street in Crone, a large homeless encampment there. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Is that your district? Okay. It's a county district. But either way, I want to shed some light on that encampment, and I'm just Madera citizen concerned, and I want to volunteer my time and effort to help solve this issue and problem. It's sad to see that our town and city has that issue, and I've been researching all this morning on how to get that cleaned up. I've talked with Mid Valley Disposal, trash bag bins. Maybe they'll do a free cleanup for us of that area. There's a lot of different things I want to do to help, and I just need the right direction on who do I need to talk to and who I can help volunteer with. I know the sheriff department has a designated heart program that I'll probably be visiting next. And whoever else I can talk to and help solve the problem here about getting these homeless off the street and into a home. I know there's an LA County supervisor that I researched. Her name is Jan, and she got a tiny home situation going. So I want to find out how she gets the funding for that. And there's only 40 units, but hey, it gets all of our resources put together in the town. We have the resources for this type of, situation. I just think we need to all pull together and work together and get it going. Maybe we can do something to solve the issue.
Excellent. I believe,
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing that up. And matter of fact, I just looked into it yesterday. I've got a complete rundown on what the situation is and what's going to be happening over the next few months. I would advise you to contact Jamie Bax and then Brandon Medillan with our code enforcement. They've got a complete program. It involves somebody who died. The property's going to auction, and there's $160,000 in fees that are unpaid.
Yeah.
And so there's this whole process we're going through. But thank you so much for stepping up and wanting to help out. And again, there's Jamie right there. And then she can get you plugged in with Brandon.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
thank you.
great. That sounds good. Great. Thank you for listening to me, and look forward to success.
I just want to commend you. You're an unusual guy. You put boots to your ideas, and that's awesome. Thank you.
he
No
means
problem.
that in a good way.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Welcome, sir.
Board of Supervisors, thank you for having me. Again, this is another one for Jordan. I'm in District 1. I had some code enforcement issues 5 years ago. I've been trying to be able to speak to someone of above because it was restricted. I could not get any communication done. And even till today, I have the documents that show the liens were released. It was corrected, but it still shows on my account as far as payment. Now, I know it's nothing you guys have to do, but I have no process of, I keep hitting a brick wall. I can't find the direction to go to. So I'm pleading to the Board of Supervisors to help me, direct me to get this off my loan, off my mortgage, because it's caused, I'm in hardship and I'm trying to save my home, and this thing is causing an extra $300 to $400 a month of payment that I just can't cover. So I plead to the board to see if I can get some direction on how to get this lien released.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Could I get you to state your name for the record?
Edward Gomez, Madera County.
Thank you, Edward.
Thank you, Edward. And we have Micah Flores in the back. She's waving her hand.
Awesome.
Get in contact
I
with
met
her.
her just yesterday.
Just yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, you're one day
This
ahead
has
of the game,
been 5
so.
years of a nightmare, but again, I'm Madera Rancho's pride. I love the city. Been here since '97. Coached many championship kids. Our little homegrown teams of soccer. We did that, and then we ended up in Madera, and we got some regional championships out of them. So I take pride in this. But yeah, this has been something that's kind of been a thorn that I haven't been able to get resolved in over 5 years, and I'm hoping it can get resolved today.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do and try to get that done as quickly as possible. But team up with Micah in the back.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any additional public comment this morning in the room or online?
None online.
All right, seeing no additional public comment, we're going to move on to our consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion unless an item is pulled for further discussion by a member of the board. Would any of my colleagues like to pull an item for further discussion? Seeing none, we're going to move out to public comment. Do we have any public comment on the consent calendar? Hearing none, we're going to bring it back to the board for action.
For approval?
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. Can we please do a roll call?
Supervisor Gonzalez.
We're still waiting on a second.
Just call.
Supervisor Wamha.
Yes. Sorry.
Supervisor Wamha.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers. Yes. Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Chair McCauley.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
I thought we were still doing both, though. That was the
Sort of.
direction. Yeah, but you just, okay, fine.
Thank you for your patience with that. With that, we're going to move on to our discussion items. Our first item is item 8A.
Social Services Department, presentation of a proclamation naming March 2026 as Professional Social Worker Appreciation Month.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chair and members of the board. My name is Nikki Matus, Deputy Director of Social Services for Madera County over Child Welfare, and I've had the privilege of serving in social work for 19 years. With me is Mi Wing, Deputy Director of IHSS and Adult Protective Services. Thank you for recognizing Social Work Appreciation Month. This year's theme, Social Workers Uplift, Defend, Transform, reflects the heart of a profession built on courage, compassion, and a deep belief in human potential. Across the nation, more than 810,000 social workers stand up on the front lines every day in schools, hospitals, homes, and courts, offering support and hope. Here in Madera County, our social workers embody this commitment. They responded to 1,796 child abuse and neglect reports in 2025. Each month, they provide essential services to an average of 281 children. Adult Protective Services investigated 1,373 referrals of vulnerable adults. And IHSS supports 3,647 active cases with 125 additional applications pending. Our workforce includes 52 child welfare social workers, 24 IHSS and Adult Protective Service social workers, and supervisors who guide them, 15 in child welfare and 6 in IHSS and Adult Protective Service, all united by a mission to protect, serve, and uplift. We also recognize our incredible support staff, clerical teams, office assistants, and social services aides. They are often the first reassuring voice our community hears and the steady foundation that keeps services moving. We could not do this work without them. We are grateful for the board's ongoing support, not only during Social Work Month, but throughout the year as we work to ensure our teams have the resources and balance needed to continue this vital work. Thank you for honoring our staff and for partnering with us to strengthen the well-being of our community. I also want to take a moment to recognize one of my social work supervisors, Deneen Saff. Deneen is the permanency planning supervisor and I want to thank her for her outstanding leadership and dedication since joining DSS in December 2020. Deneen oversees the permanency planning, independent living program, and non-minor dependents unit supporting services for about 83 children and non-minor dependents each month. She brings strong clinical insight, thoughtful supervision, and a deep commitment to youth well-being. In addition to supervising her units, she also continues to carry a caseload, demonstrating her commitment to both her staff and the youth we serve. Her leadership strengthens our programs and improves outcomes for children, youth, and families. We sincerely appreciate Deneen's contributions to Madera County's child welfare services.
Thank you, Deneen.
So hello, my name is Deneen Saff. I'm a social worker supervisor for Madera County. Thank you very much for those kind words. And I'm here to represent also social workers of Madera County. Thank you for allowing me to share with you today a very special time of the year, Social Worker Appreciation Month. Social workers are the backbone of advocacy. They stare injustice in the face so others can grow. They help people know that they are important. In short, they are awesome human beings. Social workers always remember that people are people first, and whatever they are going through, it doesn't change that. They accept and meet people where they are in life right now and help those people work through choices in their own life instead of deciding what is best for them. Social workers believe people and their decisions matter. Optimism isn't the only thing that makes social workers' thinking process special. They are grounded in reality too. Since they work to combat stigmas and stereotypes, accepting others as differences is first nature to social workers. They believe it is those differences that make people special. If everyone did that, imagine the world we would live in. Social workers teach us that it is okay to fail. They know pain and suffering are real. They understand struggles and mistakes. We are human and we mess up sometimes. They show us how empathy is supposed to work and remind us to not beat ourselves up about a setback. I say again, social workers are awesome humans. As Social Workers Awareness Month begins, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that you should praise any social worker you know every day. They climb a mountain so more people can enjoy the view. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Deneen. I can't top that, but I just wanted to highlight one of the programs that has done extraordinarily well in the state and for our county. So as Nikki stated earlier, my name is Mi Wang, and I'm the Adult Services Division Deputy Director. And I just want to share some stats with you guys, not that you guys don't get it already, but today I want to focus on our in-home supported services program. Our team has done a great job maintaining compliance, and actually has done a great job even going above that. Even though we're going through a current change with state and federal regulations, our intake team for IHSS, we averaged 99.13%, and we scored, and I would say we have been 100% compliant since September of 2025. And we ranked 8th place out of 58 counties in the state of California. And our ongoing IHSS team actually averaged 99.7% compliance, making us 17th out of 58 counties, and that's for state reassessments. And for CIVCO, if you guys haven't heard about CIVCO, we actually are at 99.94%, and those are federal cases for reassessments. And we've maintained 100% from October to December. And, you know, we rank 17th out of 58 counties, if I haven't said that yet. But these achievements were only possible due to us having an awesome team, and I really do have an awesome team. They work hard, and they're dedicated to serving this community. We probably have our workers have one of the highest caseloads in the state. We're averaging about 33 to 35 cases a month, and that is a lot compared to other counties. And so I'm so honored to represent them. And with me today, I have Saul Preciado. He is one of my IHSS social work supervisor, and he is actually the mastermind in terms of planning what goes on for the whole year. So he's tasked with looking at every single case and how we can strategize on making sure that we remain compliant, making sure that our clients are serviced in time. And so I want to just honor Saul for that. And before he comes up and talk, we also want to thank, Nikki and I also want to thank our director, Deborah Martinez, for her consistent acknowledgement of the vital work our staff do in the community, her leadership and support to ensure we have a stable social work workforce, because we need them, and her passion, because she is so passionate about ensuring safety and ensuring that we provide services, effective and good services to our families. So we want to thank Deborah as well. So, and so I'll leave Saul to come up here.
Hello. My name is Saul Preciado, social worker for Madera County In-Home Support Services. I've been with the county for about 8 years and some change. I started in September of 2017 as a social worker 1, so I've definitely had my chance to work with the current staff that I'm one of the supervisors for. And I can absolutely tell you that we are 100% appreciative of how hard they work. I have seen them grow from themselves from social worker 1s all the way to social worker 3s. That's incredible staff has assisted us in basically being able to give you the numbers that Mi Wang just read off. So thank you for having us, and I'm very appreciative for our staff that we have here. We have really good workers, and thank you.
Thank you, Saul.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, Nikki, thank you for the presentation. Mi Wang, thank you. Deneen, very, very wonderful words. And Saul, thank you for all the great work. And of course, Deborah, what a great show you put on. So thank you for all that. Really, you are just some awesome people, I guess is the best way to put it. So I just want to commend you and thank you for all the great work that you're doing with social services. Any comments from my colleagues?
Thank you. Are you guys having the annual social worker appreciation?
We have some events that will be happening as well as our appreciation luncheon, so I'll send you all that invite.
you.
And you're welcome to come and sit and break bread with us and share some laughs and some stories for sure.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And we do have a proclamation here. I'd love to come down and take a picture with the group. And Deborah, of course, come up and join us, please.
It's cold in here.
Before we move on to the next item, do we have any public comment in regards to our proclamation?
None online.
Excellent. We're going to go ahead and move on to item 8B.
Human Resources Department, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution appointing Catherine Nainoa as a retired annuitant to the position of Chief Accountant Auditor effective on or after March 3rd, 2026.
Good morning, Chair, Board Supervisors, Shanika Dixon, Director of Human Resources. On December 30th, 2025, Ms. Catherine Nainoa retired from the Chief Accountant Auditor position here at the county. This vacancy has created a significant impact in the Auditor Controller's Office related to financial reporting, payroll, accounts payable, and essential year-end closing activities. Ms. Nainoa possesses unique knowledge and experience that will ensure continuity of operations and mitigate any of these impacts. This item is before you for consideration to adopt this resolution to appoint Ms. Nainoa as a retired annuitant to the position of Chief Accountant Auditor and waive the 180-day waiting period, making the appointment effective today, March 3rd, 2026. This appointment is critical to maintaining continuity and efficiency in these operations. Both department and I are available for any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Shanika. Looking to my colleagues, do we have any questions or comments in regards to this item? Seeing none, we'll look to the public for any public comment, any in the House or online.
None online.
Hearing none, let's bring it back for action.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Supervisor Wamhaugh.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Chair McCulley.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you. Let's go on to item 8C.
Human Resources Department, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution amending Resolution 2025-134 providing Executive Director of Community Action Partnership, Maddie Mendez, with management incentive pay for additional duties.
Hello, Shanika Dixon again, Director of Human Resources. On December 9th, 2025, your board adopted a resolution 2025-134, amending the special compensation type to ensure compliance with CalPERS regulations regarding reportable special compensation for the Executive Director of Community Action Partnership, Maddie Mendez. Following the board's adoption of the resolution, it was subsequently determined that the effective date must be amended. Accordingly, we are requesting that the board approve the attached amendment to Resolution 2025-134, which establishes a correct effective date of November 21st, 2025. Consistent with the prior board action, this amendment is strictly a technical change to the classification of pay, and it does not result in any monetary changes to compensation received by the employee. And I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Any questions, comments for Shanika? Hearing none. Any public comment in the room or online?
None online.
Thank you. Bring it back to the board for action.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second.
Supervisor Wamhoff?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Aye.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chair McCauley?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Dominic.
Public Works Department, Engineering Services Division, Avenue 16.5 Bridge Replacement at Dry Creek Project. Discussion and consideration of entering into an agreement with AG Construction Corporation in the amount of $2,429,328 for construction of the Avenue 16.5 Bridge Replacement at Dry Creek Project, and authorize the chair to sign. Discussion and consideration of approval to authorize the Public Works Director or his designee to issue a notice to proceed in accordance with the provisions of the contract. Discussion and consideration of approval to authorize the Auditor Controller to issue payments of contingencies up to 10% of the contract award amount per established county policy. Discussion and consideration of approval to authorize Public Works Director or his designee to solely issue and approve contract change orders in accordance with Public Contract Code not to exceed authorized contingencies.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Dominic Tyberski, Director of Public Works. As the clerk stated, I'm before you this morning, request approval of an agreement with AG Construction Corporation for the replacement of the 16.5 Avenue Bridge at Dry Creek, which is just west of Road 19. On January 15th of this year, the county received 8 bids for the project, 6 of which were considered responsive and responsible. Of the 6, AG Construction Corporation was the low bidder at approximately $2.43 million. This project's been around for a little while. PE funds were initially programmed in 2011 for this bridge, which has a sufficiency rating of 44.5 out of 100. The bridge has warnings posted for reduced load capacity, narrow geometrics, sharp vertical curve, and it's in generally poor condition. Some of the reasons for the delay, the project started in-house, but due to staff loss, we ended up getting a consultant. And during that time, Caltransit's changed some of their requirements, requiring us to go back through the bridge type selection process. We also had to go back and reapprove our environmental documents, get NEPA revalidation. And then we also had a lengthy negotiation with the property owner that took about a year. So the new precast voided slab bridge will be 36 feet wide and 52 feet long, which will widen the existing roadway geometrics from 28 to 32 feet, so providing much wider approaches for vehicles, and also will provide an AASHTO compliant vertical curve on the approaches. So be happy to try to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Dominic. I'm looking to my colleagues. Supervisor?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, thank you. Great presentation, Dominic. And I'm familiar with this bridge, and it definitely needs to be replaced. But it was interesting. I think it was about a year ago, you were making a presentation for the environmental document, and I believe that cost was about $575,000. And if you take the $575 and just this contract amount, it's a little over $3 million. That environmental document was about 19% of just these costs.
Yes.
And it, it's just ingrained in our system. And it's just an example. I mean, we've got 41, we've got everything that right now North 99's in the environmental phase. But we knew that this bridge, they weren't going to find anything. Things were going to move forward. It's just simply replacement. But again, it just kind of shows the inefficiencies in terms of costs involved with construction, replacement, et cetera, that it's great for consultants. You know, it's a great for that industry. But in terms of, you know, our overall costs and efficiencies, it's really a shame. So anyway, thank you.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
Thank you for your comments. Supervisor, any additional comments or questions from the board?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
So, you know, when we throw out these $1 million numbers and things like that, just for, you know, public sake or anyone who might be listening to this, go into where that funding comes from, where it's sourced, et cetera. And, because some people think like, hey, in these times of belt tightening, we're pulling out $2.5 million to replace a bridge, right? So if you could just discuss the funding source and how it was allocated originally.
Sure, absolutely. So the funding comes through the Highway Bridge Program, which is a federally administered program. This project in particular is covered 89%, meaning our local match is 11%. And the local match funds would come from HUTA tax dollars. So in general, most of these projects, we typically get state or federal funding for the lion's share of it. And then we'll have anywhere from 10 to 20% local match.
Great. And Supervisor, if you think 19% on environmental is bad, wait till the 41 project is underway. That percentage is going to go drastically higher.
We actually had an anecdotal conversation where the environmental and the right-of-way cost more than building 41.
And it's called the Consultant Industrial Complex.
I love it.
Everyone makes money, the consultants and attorneys, so.
Right.
And the funny part is, it's not even a new bridge. It's a bridge that's already there.
It's a little tiny bridge.
Replacing it, right?
Thank you for the comments, gentlemen. I do want to draw back to the bridge replacement program, and I will just get out my pom-poms really quick and give a shout out to Public Works, and in particular Jared Carter for the work he does with bridge replacement program. I know recently we had a number of bridges, I want to say 19, 20, 21, something like that, bridges added to the program, which is music to my ears. So thank you for all your hard work within the Public Works Department. Any additional comments, questions? Hearing none, we're going to look to the public for any public comment they may have online or in the room.
None online.
Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the board for action.
Move to approve items 1 through 4.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Aye.
Supervisor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Chair McCauley?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you. Let's go to 8F, please, or 8E, excuse me.
Public Works Department Administrative Services Division, discussion and consideration of entering into an agreement with the California Department of Transportation, a cooperative agreement number 06-1838 in the amount of $4,172,000 for the development of the project approval and environmental document phase of the 12-foot lane extension project on State Route 41, and authorize the chair to sign.
Mr. Chair, so I won't restate what the clerk just read, but this project is related to the conditions of approval for the Austin Quarry project, which was approved in 2016. As such, the Austin Quarry project is responsible for funding the full cost of all phases of the installation of this additional southbound lane on State Route 41 pursuant to condition of approval number 6. Road impact fees will be utilized to pay the upfront costs. However, the county will be reimbursed by Vulcan pursuant to Traffic Mitigation Agreement, MCC number 11966-21. The department has engaged Caltrans to prepare the PA&ED for this project, which is essentially project approval and environmental documents, so the environmental phase. The cost of this cooperative agreement is $4,172,000, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Dominic. Any questions, comments from my colleagues?
I do.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yeah, Dominic, when Vulcan originally signed this agreement in 2016, they probably had some sort of number in their head what this project was going to cost them. And that number today is drastically different than what that original number was.
Absolutely.
Have we been in talks with them in regards to anticipated full construction numbers? And because it's kind of eye-popping, shocking that they're on the hook for versus what they originally intended they were going to be on the hook for.
Sure. I know there have been some initial discussions with Vulcan. Right now, we're in the environmental stage, so we're very early in the project. We also are reaching out to them regarding the 41 project that we just opened bids on. They are responsible for portions of that as well. We're going through that process. Bids have gone through the roof in the last 3 years, so whatever was anticipated 10 years ago is certainly out the window. But we have started those initial discussions.
I guess I should be saying that whatever that number is, they're going to be paying it.
Absolutely.
And,
They're contractually
whether it's 25
obligated.
million, 50 million,
Yes.
whatever that number ends up being.
Absolutely.
They're still going to be paying for it, and they haven't threatened any litigation or anything like that based on.
Not that I'm aware of, but they are contractually obligated to fulfill these requirements. So.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for those questions, Supervisor. Any additional comments, questions? None. We'll look to the public for any public comment online or in the room.
None online.
Seeing none in the room, we're going to bring it back to the board for action.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Wamhoff.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Supervisor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Chair McCauley.
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you.
Let's move on to item 8F.
Sheriff Coroner's Office presentation and request of public comment under the California Transportation Review of Unjust Transfers and Holds and Value Act, which requires any county that has provided the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency access to any individuals in custody during the previous year to hold a community forum to provide information to the public about ICE's access to individuals and to receive and consider public comment.
Good morning, members of the board. Just to start off, forgive any cracks in my voice. I'm getting over a little illness, so I apologize in advance. We did prepare a presentation, which I believe you guys have. Thank you. I'm here to report on California's Truth Act. Just a brief overview. AB 2792, which was enacted in 2017, as the slide shows, established a mechanism for inmates to refuse or consent to ICE interviews. It established a requirement for notifications to inmates and their attorneys upon receipt of ICE detainers. And beginning in 2018, required us to have public hearing regarding providing ICE access to individuals. In, AB 2792 provided a couple of definitions for what ICE access is. And essentially, it's any cooperation with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement outside of specifically delineated circumstances. Senate Bill 54 was enacted January 1, 2018, built upon the Truth Act by prohibiting law enforcement from cooperating with ICE except under limited circumstances. It greatly limits ICE access to jail, provided exclusive office space. We're not allowed to provide office space for ICE inside facilities, and established a list of qualifying criminal offenses that allow for limited notification to ICE. Here's the criteria. I won't read it line for line, but essentially it's a list of certain individuals that have committed certain crimes or are suspected to have committed to certain crimes or are on California sex and arson registries. And these are our numbers for 2025. We had just shy of 5,000 bookings at the Madera County Jail. Of those, we received 89 detainer notifications from ICE. 29 of those 89
met the criteria under SB 54. 20 of those individuals were released to ICE. One of them was sentenced to state prison, and the remainder ICE did not pick up and were subsequently released. And that is the end of my report. I welcome any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Any comments, questions from the board?
I do.
Supervisor?
So, I mean, this is a requirement that you hold these hearings annually to provide these numbers. I just find it interesting. Again, you know, you received 89 detainers from ICE. 29 met the criteria for a series of violent felonies or the list listed below, which means 50 were let go back in the community. Is that correct?
Yes, essentially.
So is it safer for our immigrations team to pick them up in jail or to go out in the street and pick these people up?
Well, speaking from a purely law enforcement perspective, it's generally always safer to take somebody into custody in a as controlled an environment as possible.
So, you know, just like Supervisor Poitras talks about inefficiency in government and, you know, how we have to spend all this money, you know, $500,000 or more on environmental laws to pass or to replace a bridge that's already there. This is just more nonsense. This is condemning the idea that we can't enforce immigration laws, that it's evil to do so. And so I think actually coming to highlight this annually is a good thing because it puts it on the forefront every single year that we don't care about immigration laws and that the state of California actively passes laws to try and stymie the enforcement of illegal immigration. And just the fact that they put out a classification of serious and violent felonies and, you know, sex registrants means essentially you can commit, you know, you can be a criminal, you can commit all sorts of crime unless you meet certain criteria, then you can be passed along. It just shows that we're backwards in this state. So thank you for the report, though.
No problem, Supervisor.
Off my soapbox.
And it looks like we have additional comments from Supervisor Rogers.
Yes, I just want to say that I agree with my colleague, and the evidence is really clear that not working with ICE creates chaos in the community. It not only releases people that should never be in the community to begin with into our community, but it creates a danger for the public and it creates an opportunity for chaos. And I think we've seen that chaos nationally in other circumstances. I think it's incumbent on legislators and people in office to uphold the law. We make that oath when we accept this responsibility. We make a vow to uphold the Constitution of the State of California, the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We make that vow. And you know, we need to do that to the best of our ability. And really, this law, it just doesn't match that. And it's very concerning for the citizens of the community. The law needs to be upheld. It needs to be, and I want to say that this is not the fault of our local law enforcement. This is not the fault of our district attorneys or probation department. This is the fault of the state of California. And we need to uphold the law, period. If it's not going to be upheld, what good is any law? We decide which law we're going to enforce and which one we're not. That's not right. That's not the purpose of the law. That lady justice has a blindfold across her face. And what's good for the masses must be upheld. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor.
I'll just go ahead and jump in here and say, you know, I think when we take decision-making ability away from our local electeds, that's where I see issues, whether that's regulations coming in on the federal side or the state side. You know, it creates problems at a local level. We elected our sheriff because we trust him. And I think when we take his decision-making power away, when we put rules in place from the feds and the state that are in conflict, that only creates problems at the local level, and people are going to suffer. So it is unfortunate the way things are playing out, again, both on the state and the federal side. From my perspective, the more control we can keep at a local level, that's my 2 cents. Any additional comments from my colleagues here? All right, with that, we're going to look to the public for any comments they may have.
None
See our
online.
DA coming up. Sally?
Hi, Sally Moreno, your district attorney. I just wanted to agree with what has been stated and add. Many jurisdictions, the sheriff makes no reports to ICE, and that is clearly the intent of this law, is to chill those reports. So I want to congratulate and thank our sheriff for doing everything he can to keep Madera as safe as possible. It's not always easy, and it sometimes draws a target on his back in larger political circles. He does what he can to keep us safe. So I agree with you, Supervisor McCauley. The principle is subsidiarity. Things are best decided at the lowest possible level, and our sheriff should be given discretion. And I appreciate his courage for standing in the face of a law clearly intended to discourage him from keeping us safe, at risk to himself politically to do that for us. So thank you, Sheriff Tyson.
Thank you.
All right. Unless there's any additional public comments?
None online.
Is this, do we have to vote on this, or are we just accepting it, or
Informational only.
just informational? Perfect, thank you. With that, we're going to move on to item 8G.
Sheriff Coroner's Office, Military Equipment Policy Ordinance Renewal. Annual review and renewal of the ordinance number 697, Madera County Sheriff's Office Policy 706, and Annual Military Equipment Use Report. Discussion and consideration of approval of the purchase of up to 5 additional small unmanned aircraft systems to meet operational needs.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. Zach Zamudio, Lieutenant with the Sheriff's Office. January 1st, 2022, Assembly Bill 41 went into effect, requiring all law enforcement agencies, including the Madera County Sheriff's Office, to submit to the governing body an annual military equipment report for each type of military equipment approved by the governing body within 1 year of approval, and annually thereafter for as long as the military equipment is available for use. The sheriff is requesting that your board approve the Sheriff's Office continued use of our specified equipment covered in our Military Equipment Policy 706 and AB 481 that is currently under the control of the Sheriff's Office. The sheriff is also requesting approval from your board for the Sheriff's Office to purchase up to 5 additional UASs to meet our operational needs. In 2025, our unmanned aircraft system were utilized 550 times. That's a variety of usages for missing persons, natural disaster management, crime scene photography, tactical operations, and also in response to specific requests from local, state, federal agencies. The fiscal impact, there's no fiscal impact to the county general fund. The additional equipment will be purchased using funds already allocated within the department's budget. Available for any questions.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Any questions, comments from my colleagues?
Yeah, I do. Lieutenant, what's the cost of these additional 5 UASs?
The latest quote we got was a few weeks ago, and it was for about $6,000 to $8,000 each, so a total of about $50,000.
And this isn't coming from any military use? This is just on a retail side, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and some of our UAVs, they're older, and they're timing out as far as their capabilities.
How many do we currently have?
31. A majority of those are used for training. Maybe 5 to 8, I believe, can be used for night operations. So the ones we're looking to purchase will be able to use in daylight, nighttime, all operations.
What do we do with the ones that we're retiring?
If they still can be used, we use them for training. Because to become a pilot, you still have to train, and then you have to pass a test. Before you're a pilot, you can come out as a spotter, or you can still train with the ones that were not operational.
Are all the other ones about $5,000 or $6,000 too?
It varies. For the indoor ones, they're a smaller UAV. Those are about $1,000 to $2,000. For the outdoor ones that have the night vision capability, they're between, I think, depending on what you get, and upgrades about 6 to 10.
Got it, okay. That's all I have, thanks.
Thank you for those questions. Any additional questions from my colleagues? Seeing none, we're going to look to the public for any public comment in the room or online.
And none online?
Seeing none in the room, we're going to bring it back for action.
Move to approve.
No, second.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Wamhaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor Portress?
Aye.
Supervisor Gonzalez? Chair McCulley?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
And I would like to caution about, not coming out of the general fund. I mean, the sheriff's office is funded by the general fund. it would be not an additional allocation of general fund dollars, but it is funded by the general fund. So I would just, in the future, make that point that, this is being funded by the general fund still, so.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. CAO, do we have any pending legislation?
Not at this time, sir.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and move into supervisor and staff reports. We'll start to my right with Supervisor Rogers.
Yes, I believe we had an MCTC meeting since our last discussions, and I was at that meeting. Also met with the FM AAA for the first time this last month. So that was my beginnings on that board. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Gonzalez.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Supervisor Wamhaugh.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I held a town hall in Riverstone in the evening at Stone Creek Elementary, had 50 to 70 people there, pretty good turnout, and I wanted to thank everyone, our staff and our partners from CHP and fire department and others who came out to provide all that information. It was really well attended and got a lot of good feedback from the folks around there. And it's really exciting to see all the new things that are happening around there and to keep everyone updated. I also attended NACO last week or a little over a week ago in Washington, D.C., and I was able to meet with all 3 of our local congressional representatives. Had dinner with one of them, and also I was invited to be the guest of Congressman Adam Gray at the State of the Union, which was just an amazing experience, being invited and sitting at the balcony and sitting just a few seats away from the First Family. It was just a really cool experience to be in that environment and something that I'll take with me. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Supervisor. Supervisor Poitras.
Very good, thank you very much. Yeah, just like to report out, last week I enjoyed I kind of enjoyed it too, but joined what I would call a strike team from Madera County Transportation Commission we went to Sacramento to advocate for a number of local initiatives, always 99, the 233 interchange, greenhouse gas emissions versus vehicle miles traveled in terms of measuring mitigation requirements, the gas tax replacement, and so we met with the Secretary of Transportation, we met with the Chair of the California Transportation Commission and a couple of other local electeds, and it's an interesting time in terms of some of the dialogue going on in Sacramento regarding the gas tax replacement, and we had a chance to, I guess, test the temperature as far as what's happening, and right now there is absolutely no momentum in terms of moving forward on a gas tax replacement. The one party is scared to death of it, and the other party is demonizing it, and the governor is not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole because he's running for president in a couple of years and doesn't want to have that tacked on to him as if he doesn't have enough tacked on to him. So anyway, that was my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Karen, anything to report?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Council?
No report, Chair, thank you.
Mr. CIO?
No report.
Okay, thank you. I am required to report that I was at NACO last week as well. Was very happy to be there, very educational. I do want to extend a thanks to Congressman Kiley's office for his willingness to advocate for the entire state of California on a home hardening program through FEMA that is very important to our insurance crisis here in California. Also want to extend a thanks to Congressman McClintock's office for his advocacy around FEMA reform and helping NACO meet with the President's FEMA Council, as well as his work establishing community buffer zones in the wildland-urban interface. So some great work going on there. Lastly, I want to make sure the entire board is aware that the gas tax was a topic of conversation at our Valley Association last Friday, and I think there is some momentum there to make some recommendations to our legislators. I think particularly of interest was some sort of road user charge. So very likely this board may be reviewing in the not too distant future a letter to Assemblymember Wilson with those recommendations. So that is all I have, and I think it is time for us to go back into closed session. All right, and we are back from closed session. County Council, do we have any reportable action out of closed session?
Chair, there is no reportable action from your closed session. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you for that. Our next meeting is March 10th. This meeting is adjourned.